Hi, I'm Caroline, and today I'm sitting with Ian from Rooty Hill RSL. Now, Ian, tell me a little bit about your role at Rooty Hill.
What I do at Rooty Hill RSL, I'm the Group General Manager of Marketing and Strategy, actually. And as an RSL club, it's an interesting kind of product to market. It's one of those community-based products, but it's actually really an entertainment product. It's about engaging people and providing some kind of intrinsic value in the simple things of life, just day-to-day entertainment, that moment of relaxation, the simple things like eating a nice meal or having a cold beer, but adding value to it in a way that makes them come to us in deference to going somewhere else.
Ian, you worked in marketing for Sony for 17 years, and now you're working in the clubs industry. Tell me about some of the differences that you've encountered.
I think the simplest one is that Sony and those kind of commoditized products actually understand marketing. They've been doing it for a very long time, and creating point of difference between one technology and another is actually quite simple. So it's easy to market. But when you've got a really basic product, a service, getting the marketing mix right and actually understanding that it's valuable is really difficult, because many of them just believe they only have to open the doors and people will just come. And it's not true. And many clubs are going to go out the door if they don't change their behaviour, diversify their product mix.
Has the clubs industry traditionally made good use of technology and data, in your opinion?
It does for gaming. The club industry is very much dominated by a single resource or profit centre, which is the gaming machines. And they understand that business very well, and they really do understand the machine technology very well. They don't understand the people very well. And they use the technology to simply track rather than analyse. And that's a huge problem. Outside of that, the technology utilisation has been quite poor. Some of the clubs are developing quickly and growing, these platforms, but others just haven't understood that there's a need to change. And the technology shifts in business intelligence and online are enormous, as I said before. Many of them, and there's 6,000 clubs in Australia. Out of that, barely, a few hundred would be at the head end of technology, and maybe one or two would actually be leading the pack.
Can you give us an example of some of the initiatives that you've started at the club and how they've impacted the business?
The first thing we started doing is building websites and actually creating brand propositions around our products, and then building websites to actually identify them and allowing people to engage with the individual products in a different way. Recently, we launched our own self-ordering system, and what it does is it allows people to scan through the menu, pick the items they want, and then order them from their seat without actually having to queue up in a large-scale restaurant. It's a 450-seat restaurant.
And how's it going?
Very well, actually. I mean, we've got a very small market at the moment because we're still developing the platform, but we're turning over some good numbers on the weekends, and we get extremely positive feedback from the users. Everyone who's used it comments on what a cool system it is and how fantastic it is to use. It's been very popular with people making big orders because it just keeps it simple. You don't have to have 8 people standing in a queue going, "Yeah, Bill, what do you want?" You just whack it into the phone and it's all done.
And I hear you've been connected with Moby Express through Virtual Offis. How did that happen?
I met Jason Lucas actually at an e-club event, and as I said, Chai introduced us when I actually wanted to push the button on the charity project, and we started creating this payment gateway that those guys had set up. And since then, we've actually had Moby develop the front end and the payment gateway for our self-ordering system. So that's been quite a successful relationship, and their secure payment back end keeps us very comfortable that the world's a safe and secure place, and our customers, thankfully.
So there's plenty of options out there for hosting, including international ones. Why did you choose to go local with Virtual Offis?
We chose Virtual Offis because we started with a relationship with them that's at the e-club, and also because of the charity event that we ran. And customer relationship management is critical, as we know in our industry. You need to look after people the right way. But when we start drilling in, you start thinking about what it is you're actually trying to create. Firstly, security. Given it's a payment gateway, a critical part of the process. So, we wanted someone that we could trust and rely on. We needed scalability and instant scalability, because we don't know, how quickly the thing's going to grow. Certainly, we believe it's going to grow very fast, but in the early days, it's a slow product, and when you need to turn on more, services and more power, then you need it to be available. Local counts for a great deal, and just having that immediacy of access and being able to ring up and go, I have a problem, can you solve it now, without having to deal with some kind of foreign online communication. And at the end of the day, they're easy to deal with. It's not complex. It is a service, but it's a service that doesn't need to be difficult to people manage. And they get it right. That's what makes it work.
And if you had to sum up your relationship in just a few words, what would you say?
Friendly, efficient, great service, great product, easy to deal with, high value supplier.
And is there anything that you would like to add?
I mean, if I go back and answer the second last question, which is, what makes the service different? And it's service. At the end of the day, what you're buying in this kind of product is service. The technology is easy to supply anywhere. Technology is technology. And so, being able to facilitate the service the right way is what makes it valuable. And that's what it gets down to. If you can't deliver that, you've got nothing. We're a service industry. They're a service industry. The technology is consistent pretty much for all the suppliers. And that's what makes it work.